Welcome to AI Product Wallet Channel. Listen, if you're a product leader, I've got some news for you. Your playbook for building software, it's pretty much obsolete now. Today, we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, but also incredibly exciting new world of the generative AI product lifecycle. And trust me, the old rules just do not apply here. So, what's the big deal? Well, here's the fundamental shift. We've gone from building these neat, deterministic, predictable machines to, well, something that feels a lot more like raising a super creative, but sometimes wildly unpredictable toddler. And this isn't just some technical detail for the engineers. Oh no, it's a reality that's going to reshape everything from your roadmap to your launch strategy. So how do we navigate this? Let's walk through the new playbook together. First, we'll get a handle on why this is such a whole new game. Then, we'll talk about laying the blueprint, how to build and test the AI, how to launch it responsibly, and finally, we'll tackle the most important question of all. How do you actually build a competitive edge that lasts? All right, let's dive in. Section 1, a whole new game. The reason everything has changed really comes down to one single concept: the shift to what we call foundation models. You see, instead of spending millions and years building an AI model from scratch, teams can now tap into these massive pre-trained models. I mean, look at Notion AI. They didn't build their own language model from the ground up. They just integrated OpenAI's APIs and boom, instantly added incredibly powerful writing features. That one choice, to build on top of a foundation model, is what defines this entire new product lifecycle. And when you build on these models, you're signing up for 3 wild characteristics that you'll constantly be managing. First, it's non-deterministic. Ask the same question twice, you might get 2 totally different answers. Second, you get these emergent capabilities, where the model can suddenly do things it was never explicitly trained for. And third, the one you've all heard about, hallucinations, where the AI just confidently makes stuff up. Your job as a product leader is to harness the power of the first 2 and figure out how to tame the third. So, knowing that everything is this unpredictable, how on earth do you even begin to plan and design a product? Well, that brings us to section 2, laying the AI blueprint. It all starts by finding problems where AI isn't just a cool gimmick, but where it offers a genuine advantage. A perfect example here is Grammarly. They went from being a simple, rule-based grammar checker to a true writing assistant that gets context and tone. That's a leap that was only possible because of Gen AI. But this creates a huge new challenge for product managers, right? When the outputs are never exactly the same, how do you measure success? I can tell you right now, your traditional dashboards are about to break. You need to start thinking in new categories of metrics. For quality, you're tracking things like the hallucination rate. For engagement, you're looking specifically at the adoption of your new AI features. And for the business impact, you're measuring things like time saved per user. It's all about connecting the AI's performance directly to real user value. Now, this leads us to one of the most critical new skills in product: prompt engineering. And listen, this is not just some task you hand off to engineers anymore. It's a core design activity. As a PM, you are literally embedding your business logic, the tone of your product, and your quality standards directly into the instructions you give the AI. And here's what that actually looks like. A good prompt, it defines a role for the AI, it gives it clear constraints, and it specifies the exact tone and style you want. Product managers are now spending their time crafting and tweaking these prompts just like they would any other feature. Okay, so your blueprint is ready. Now for the fun part. You actually have to build it. Welcome to Section 3, AI Development and QA, where that unpredictability we talked about becomes a daily engineering headache. One of the first huge decisions you'll make is which model to use. You can go with proprietary APIs like OpenAI or Claude. They're cutting edge, easy to set up, but you're going to have ongoing costs. Or you can use open source models for more control and data privacy, but that's going to require some serious in-house ML expertise. The smart play that a lot of companies are adopting is a hybrid approach. For instance, a company like Perplexity AI might route simple, easy questions to cheaper, faster models and then save the really expensive, powerful models for the complex stuff. It's just a clever way to manage both performance and cost. And look, you absolutely, positively cannot forget about safety. Building a responsible AI product requires multiple layers of defense. You've got to validate user inputs, you have to filter the AI's outputs for bad stuff, you need a human in the loop for any high-stakes decisions, and you need to keep detailed audit trails of everything. It's non-negotiable. So, your product is built, you've put up your safety guardrails, now it's time for it to meet the real world. That takes us to Section 4, Launching and Learning. The number one rule for launching a Gen AI product is caution. You can't just throw it over the wall and hope for the best. Staged rollouts are absolutely essential. Microsoft did this perfectly with the new Bing. They started with a waitlist so they could monitor for issues and fix them before a full public release. Pricing is also a brand new puzzle to solve, mostly because your API costs can be all over the place. We're starting to see a few models emerge. You've got tiered usage like Grammarly, pay-per-use like Jasper, or just including it as a feature in a premium plan, which is what Canva does. And once you're live, feedback is everything. I mean, the simple thumbs up/down buttons on ChatGPT, that's a genius feedback loop. Every single click gives them a data point that helps improve the model over time. Constant learning isn't a nice to have, it's the only way to stay ahead. And this all leads to the final and frankly the most important question for any of us in this space. Now that anyone can tap into a model like GPT-4, how do you actually build a defensible business? That's what we'll cover in Section 5, Your Competitive Edge. First off, you win on data and domain expertise. Look at Bloomberg. They didn't just use some generic model. They built Bloomberg GPT, trained on decades of their own proprietary financial data. In the world of finance, no one can compete with that specialized knowledge. Second, you win on workflow. The best AI tools aren't separate websites you have to go to. They're embedded right where you're already working. Salesforce's Einstein GPT is so powerful because it lives inside the CRM, helping salespeople do their jobs faster without ever having to switch tabs. And finally, you win on user experience and trust. Midjourney is such a fascinating example of this. Their interface on Discord was weird, right? But it created this incredible community and a creative experience that other companies have found almost impossible to replicate. It proves it's not just about the tech, it's about the entire experience you build around it. So, I'll just leave you with this thought. The underlying AI models, they're quickly becoming a commodity. The real challenge, and honestly the real opportunity, is what you build on top of them. So what unique data, what seamless workflow, or what incredible user experience will you create to make your product truly indispensable?